Sometimes we get tired of playing gigantic open world games and want to dive into some more awesome linear games. That's why I have chosen the 10 best games which you can complete in less than 10 hours. All these games have different genres, means there's something for everyone. So let's look at the first game on our list, Sifu. This is a game that relies purely on your gaming skills. It can take anything from 2 to 12 hours, depending on how quickly you grasp the game's concepts. Sifu is one of the best action-driven martial arts game of recent years. I remember how much excitement I had as I progressed through each level. There are many appealing features to this game, such as the fact that it offers unique levels with distinct locations, each with a new final boss. Now, Sifu's unique characteristic is its death mechanic. When you die in this game, you appear to age, which increases your attack power, but also causes you to die quickly. Despite all of this, you must complete the game in one playthrough. Means you must complete all stages with as little deaths as possible. Sifu takes the cake in terms of complexity, providing players with the ideal combination of action, martial arts, and challenges that encourages a sense of competition. Honestly, it will take you a few hours to grasp the gaming concepts behind this game. Assuming you'll be spending between 6 to 12 hours, you may also find shortcuts to save time and quickly reach the final boss. The game never lets you grow bored and promotes a competitive desire to improve and beat the game. The good news is that even if you pass any stage, you'll quickly understand that you must go through it again without dying. However, I do not see any downsides to this game. Sifu is an excellent, well-made linear game. The availability of atmosphere traps and equipment to kill enemies is a useful feature, similar to Sleeping Dogs. Origami 2. I recommend this game to anyone who enjoys assassination and ninja games. Your primary goal in this game is to complete the levels in a stealthy manner. The game has a main character who has the ability to control the shadows. So, you're essentially a ghost shinobi, killing your enemies in several sneaky ways. The first installment is certainly an excellent choice, but I wanted to highlight the second because it is more visually and graphically appealing. There is no sense of chronological order, so you can start with either the first or second part. There is no open world concept, as players will complete the missions in a linear manner. You will find Origami 2 to your liking if you love Ninja Gaiden and old Assassin's Creed games. You can do nearly everything to make yourself stealthier, like killing from rooftops, utilizing knives and kunai, and blending into the environment. The game also features full-fledged fighting for gamers who do not appreciate stealth. Origami 2 offers players a range of techniques, including separate routes for overcoming certain situations and challenges. It is totally up to you guys whether you wish to kill the opponents and finish the job quietly or engage the guards in violent sword combat. The fact that this game has so much content despite having a linear style makes it one of the best. Customization and upgrades are also provided for a full stealth experience. As you continue through the story, you will gain new powers and skills which will prove to be essential in combat. Origami 2 incorporates all the aspects of shinobi games in a Japanese world setting. I think this is one of the 20 best ninja games of all time. There is also a reasonable amount of difficulty, which means you may die a few times, and some enemies will be considerably more challenging. This way, Origami 2 balances the gameplay and difficulty, giving players a sense of competition. Dead Island 2. I could have included the original Dead Island, but trust me, the sequel is much better in terms of visuals and graphics, the game looks incredible, and the sense of killing zombies is just exhilarating. There's a good chance that you won't feel that much excitement in the initial hours, but Dead Island 2 becomes a masterpiece once you get to a higher level and build an arsenal of the coolest weapons, I remember the time when I first started this game. I was mostly running around and just figuring out what to do. However, after the first few hours, I was so deep into the game that I completed it in one sitting. Besides the hack and slash, there are also a few bosses that will give you a fair challenge. Even though this is sort of an open world game, it's nothing like your usual games out there. You can have a linear experience in Dead Island and complete the game in less than 10 hours. Tell me in the comments about your favorite in-game weapons. Now, we all know that opinions differ, and some players complain that it's not that good, but I'm just happy that we finally got the long-awaited sequel. The blood and gore combat felt satisfying, and the sound design was on point. The not-so-complex combat is enjoyable with slow-motion executions, pushing you on to smack just one more zombie. The sequel is easily a game, capable of forcing you to spend a great deal of time focusing on exploration and killing every zombie that comes in your way. Gears 5. I'm a huge fan of the Gears series, and I can confirm that the 5th part wasn't disappointing at all. The story is highly creative and continues the prequel's objectives. There will be some moments where you will think how great the game actually is. The cutscenes and ending made me realize the greatness of this game. Fans of the series will be happy as all the cast members are there, resulting in a nostalgic experience. The overall combat is still the best. Gears combat just cannot be matched. The tried and true formula is there, and they added some nice new layers with stealth kills and the ability to command Jack to give support. The way Jack is used in this game is honestly brilliant, and he can provide a major tactical advantage. Now, there is no usual open world system. It's the same old Gears concept with 10 to 12 hours of campaign. Although, the game does offer some semi-open world traveling between missions, as well as some side quests, the enemy design and boss battles are considerably improved. Gears 4 had several rough boss encounters, but Gears 5 fixed all of that. The boss fights are polished and entertaining. This is one of the most outstanding campaigns of all time. It is really long and has wonderful graphics. The story is memorable, with characters that you grow to love and enjoy. The Swarm has a well-executed horror element, making the game scary at times. Gears 5 features humor, wonderful graphics, dangerous enemies, great cutscenes, and an incredible story. Overall, I highly recommend trying it out. Hellblade: Senua's Saga.
Little by little, this settlement became my tribe.
It's most likely that you probably never played or didn't like the first part. I clearly remember playing the original on my low-end laptop. Personally, I didn't know much about these types of games at the time, so the first Hellblade felt like a slow, frightening, action-focused game with cutscenes. I had no idea what I was doing and was frustrated with the puzzles. However, now I have got more experienced in gaming, and we have also got a new sequel. There's a lot of new stuff, and the overall story is engaging. The graphics and realism are exceptional. In summary, the Hellblade series focuses on creepy horror landscapes, a detailed story, cultist enemies, religious or ritualistic elements, and stunning graphics.
It's behind my eyes.
You play as Senua, who is charged with exploring the world in a linear manner by completing puzzles, which could be a turn-off for certain players. I always say that Hellblade is a wonderful series, but you won't fully understand it until you've spent a few hours in it. At first, the game appears to be boring, because you are simply seeking for different symbols to continue through the missions. However, believe me, it improves as you progress. There is also a lot of dark content in there. So, if it's not your thing, don't get into it.
really it? No fight left in you.
To be honest, we're finally getting a sequel after so many years. Honestly, I never expected devs to create a sequel to Hellblade. This, therefore, took me by surprise. As someone who has played the original, I can clearly appreciate the improvements and sense of realism that the sequel offers. The graphics and visuals are impressive, along with the amazing sound effects.
Where you take the slaves?
I can't walk. How do you expect me to take you anywhere?
His pain doesn't matter, make him walk.
Max Payne?
Freeze! NYPD, drop it!
A terrific action-packed series from earlier times. I remember seeing this game on my friend's computer. Max Payne is one of the best games of all time. I don't believe anyone can call this a bad game. Sure, now that we are older and more experienced, we can point out the benefits and drawbacks, but it's the memories that matter. We all agree that we had a great time playing this game. The slow motion feature remains impressive. I don't recall much about the game because I last played Max Payne many years ago. There are literally so many good things about this game, and I think it's pointless to prove how amazing it is. Perhaps this is more of a mention than a recommendation. I don't know if any of you guys will try this game out in 2024. Anyways, it's still wonderful news that we are getting a remake of both OG Max Payne games. Remedy has confirmed that production will begin within the next few months. So, a fresh remake is expected to be released in late 2025. I wish the developers would focus more on creating remakes or successors to these types of masterpiece games, rather than other popular games. Max Payne is a series of strong action that quickly shifts from gritty to terrifying with its story and visuals. In fact, while we're on the subject, Max Payne's storyline deserves recognition because it complements the overall design of the game. Not to mention, there's also a movie about it starring Mark Wahlberg. This alone proves how much impact the game had on the third-person shooting games. Inside. Anything I say about Inside will always be less because the developers did an excellent job creating this game. Anyone can play it and complete it in less than 4 hours. There are other positive aspects that I shall cover, but the main highlight is how the game gave such a deep experience while remaining a AA game. Also, I do not want to spoil anything, so I'll simply go over what you need to know before you can dive in and start playing the game. I love the twists, concepts, arts, multiple endings, and the sound effects. The simplistic art design takes the cake as it provides the players a good enough experience. Unlike some major games out there, Inside did a great job, and sometimes I even question myself that why can't there be more games like this? Now, another good thing is how much details are added in the NPCs, animals, monsters, and the main character. You can easily spot the hard work of developers whenever you interact with the surroundings. Nevertheless, just like some of you guys, I am also not a big fan of solving puzzles in video games. However, this game forced me to think outside the box and try to examine different stuff for solutions. There's nothing in this game that made me feel like I should quit it. Inside is a game changer and shows the potential of the future indie games. It's a prime choice for those who wants to take a break and indulge into some awesome AA games from lesser known studios. Firewatch. Video games offer us experiences we might never encounter in real life. and Firewatch is a prime example of this. Firewatch is a walking simulator that combines beautiful scenery, amazing sound design, an incredible score, and great character development. Despite never seeing the characters' faces, the radio communication with your supervisor feels genuine and full of personality. You play as Henry, a middle-aged man dealing with his wife's dementia. He takes a job as a firewatcher in a protected area, where you follow him as he runs errands and keeps an eye on potential fire dangers.
It is a hell of a nice camping spot down here by the lake.
I haven't been down there in years, but yeah, Jonesy Lake area is perfect.
Through this journey, you learn about Henry and his boss, Delilah, who communicates with him over the radio. The game doesn't require any special skills, you just move around and decide Henry's responses. The interactions and voice acting make the game feel realistic and full of character. The scenery is stunning, with beautiful forests, lakes, mountains, and wildlife. The warm color scheme and the accompanying score make you want to visit your local forest for a walk. Firewatch serves as a healthy escape, unlike first-person shooters that can cause stress or require dedication to master. A valuable lesson Firewatch teaches is that taking a break and escaping temporarily is never a bad idea, as long as you don't forget your problems. The game highlights this early on as you learn about Henry's life, from being happily married to losing his wife to dementia. It's an inspiring story for writers, or anyone looking to create something meaningful. Composers and producers can also take note of the game's pacing and soundtrack, which make the gameplay even more immersive. Firewatch is rather short. I completed it in about 7 hours over 3 days. However, that wasn't the end for me. I kept coming back to experience the beautiful cinematography. It even led me to research the voice actors, composers, and graphic designers, as well as delve into lore and discussions about the plot and characters. In conclusion, Firewatch is a harmless game that I highly recommend to anyone.
Okay, you've killed 3 husbands. You're a black widow and you're just out here until the heat dies down and then you'll kill again.
Ooh, fair.
Evil West. This game can be referred as a combination between Red Dead and God of War. Now, don't get your hopes up. I suppose that the initial few cutscenes may evoke some Red Dead nostalgia, but the game is nothing like that. Evil West primarily gives players with diverse area designs, such as the Wild West, dark mine shafts, and dusty frontier towns. Each place is carefully planned to provide a unique and unforgettable experience. I'd say the game is mostly about destroying your enemies with awesome weapon attacks like punches and electricity Tesla. The story is quite basic, but it manages to create a whole AA game by combining graphics and gameplay mechanics. Whether battling hordes of the undead or unraveling the mysteries of the game's dark universe, players will find something to enjoy in this exciting journey. Except for the combat, I felt the entire game was a little slow-paced. Don't get me wrong, combat is exciting, and you feel like an absolute beast while stomping and smashing enemies. However, the journey feels slow and the dialogues are not helpful. Every time I started a mission, I was just waiting to get to the battle part so I could skip the entire traveling. Enemy difficulty in Evil West is carefully adjusted to provide a challenging yet fair gameplay experience. Players will face off against a wide range of enemies, from hordes of zombie monsters to powerful bosses with unique skills. The only positive features are the great gadgets that you can obtain throughout your journey and the Wild West concept, which reminds you of Red Dead Redemption. Before I reveal my number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions. Sniper Elite 4. Prince of Persia 2 Thrones.
What has the Vizier done to me? I don't...
Wake up. Wake up.
Project IGI. Rage 2, Journey, The Order, 1886. This game feels more like a movie than a typical video game experience, but that's perfectly fine. The standout feature of this game is its presentation. Not only is it visually stunning, even in 2021, but the soundtrack is also phenomenal, adding depth and emotion to every scene. Rather than focusing on skill, strategy, or intense action, this game offers an interactive cinematic experience that captivates players from start to finish. One of the most notable aspects is the game's ability to immerse you completely in its world. The graphics are breathtaking, with detailed environments and character models that bring the story to life. The art direction is meticulous, creating a visually cohesive and appealing world that enhances the overall experience.
Take his arms. Gently, monsieur.
I have him. Ready. Let's move.
The soundtrack complements this beautifully, with music that perfectly captures the mood of each scene, making the emotional moments even more impactful. Many players have noted that the game is relatively short, often finished within a day. Despite this, the execution is highly satisfying, each moment is carefully crafted to keep you engaged, and the pacing ensures that there is never a dull moment. The narrative is compelling, with well-written dialogue and intriguing plot twists that keeps you guessing. While there are many unanswered questions by the end, it seems clear that the game was designed with a sequel in mind. Rather than being intentionally vague or confusing, this leaves you wanting more, eagerly anticipating the next installment. What truly makes this game stand out is not just its style, but the profound impact it has on players. The ending leaves you with a sense of longing and curiosity, sparking discussions and theories about what might happen next. This enduring appeal is a testament to the game's quality.
Leave that, Jimmy. Get going.
Even years after its release, I find myself returning to it, replaying key scenes that continue to give me chills. The emotional weight of certain moments is so powerful that they stay with you long after you've put down the controller. The only downside to this game is its length. Many players, myself included, wish it were longer so that we could spend more time in this beautifully crafted world. However, the brevity does not detract from the overall experience. In fact, it might even enhance it, making each moment feel more precious and impactful. I will never regret picking up this game. It's a unique experience that offers more than just entertainment. It provides a deep, emotional journey that resonates long after the credits roll. Whether you're a fan of cinematic storytelling, beautiful graphics, or captivating music, this game has something to offer. It's a must-play for anyone who appreciates the artistry of video games and the powerful stories they can tell.
Nothing is as it used to be, Sebastian.
True. The Order least of all.
Alright, this finishes our list of 10 linear games that you can finish in less than 10 hours. I know that I forgot to add some of your favorite games, but I have already made a video before on a linear games topic. Also, some of these games will take you more than 10 hours depending on your skills and the time you spend on the side content. However, it's certain that the average time is less than 10 hours. So, get your copy and start playing. If you have made it this far, then please subscribe as I'm close to reaching 11,000 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button and join my Discord community for awesome gaming recommendations.